Hey there guys, and welcome back to Var's Guide to Getting Good at Dark Souls. So today we're going to get a couple of things done as per usual. We're going to look at getting a special item that will allow us to take on the Four Kings, and to do that we have to fight a boss called Sif. We're also going to be looking at getting the item that allows us to upgrade our weapon to plus 15. But before we do any of that, we're going to resolve an issue of humanity. At the moment we're human, we're about to go into the PvP Covenant area where we can be invaded if we are human. Easiest way to get around that, not to be human. This bonfire is right next to a cliff, so obviously if you rest at it, you'll spawn right there, and your bloodstain will be right on the floor. So now we've resolved the issue of avoiding PvP, and we can just walk through this area. We're a bit overpowered for this area at this point in the game, and you don't actually need to do it this late, you can do it much sooner. So we're just going to go ahead, take this guy out, 3 hits and he goes down. None of these guys are particularly tough for us. If you haven't done this area and you've seen this video before, basically of me in this area, you can see there that the thief has come up behind me there, which is a bit of an issue because he will try to kill me. But we can basically parry riposte that guy, lure out his heal, and then just get a backstab on him. This guy then we can just power through him. He doesn't have that much health. His hit points aren't very high. You can kill that guy. And again, you know, I've said this before, if you want to, you can use this as a farming area. These guys are worth 2,000 souls apiece. I just sort of show off here a bit, showing that you can parry and riposte these guys. It's the easiest way of doing it. If you're having problems with them for whatever reason, I start messing up here. I take quite a bit of damage and have to use an Estus Flask. But if you are having problems, just circle straight for these guys and you can usually get a decent backstab in. Now I'm just being patient. There we go. And that'll kill him. So with those guys out of the way, we can progress to the next part of the area. There's a NPC here if you want to join the invading covenant, where you basically invade any humans that walk into this part of the wood. You can do so by talking to Alvina. You'll want to say that you have no interest in going to Artorias' grave or what have you. But we're not doing that for this playthrough because we need the covenant that we're in. So we're going to leave that for now. So just run through this area. As you go through the forest, you should be able to see like a light in the distance. There you go, just over to the right there. There are little enemies wandering around here. Ignore them. They don't really mean anything for us, to be quite honest. I go round to the left here. You don't actually need to. You can either just drop right off of this part of the cliff, or you can go around to the right. Where I fall, I'm actually very lucky. I thought I was going to die on this bit because you can see that I'm very close to the ledge. I thought there was a pathway down there, but there isn't. It's on the other side. So whoops on that. So when you've gone through here, you just walk across the bridge, open up this door, which again requires the Crest of Artorias, which your character goes ahead and uses. I mean, you need the Crest of Artorias to get into this area anyway, unless you go in a very roundabout way, which is tough for no particular reason. So the first time you walk in here, nothing happens immediately. And what we're going to do, we're actually going to take advantage of this. If you're a Dex character, and you use a lot of backstabs, or even if you're not a Dex character, you just use a lot of backstabs anyway, there's a great item for you here, so you can come here sooner than this point, and you can get this item. Basically what we want to do, we want to run around all the way around the perimeter of the boss area, and we want to go ahead and wait until we're right at the back of the tombstone. And then there's an item on the floor. If you're behind the tombstone, you can just go grab that item, and you will not trigger the boss fight. And you pick up the Hornet Ring. And I've mentioned this before, this is parry ripostes. The Hornet Ring boosts critical strike attacks. I've just accidentally gone past it. Basically, if you're doing a parry or a riposte, this ring will increase that damage by a noticeable amount. If you use that and you want to do extra damage, that's the ring for you. So what we're going to do now, we're just going to go back around and we're going to start the boss fight. 8 Estus Flasks, more than enough. This boss is quite tough though, and I still end up taking quite a lot of damage. But just make sure you're prepared for a very good fight. ponder here using the heavy shield, which I probably would do if I had the light roll, but I do not. So just keep the grass crest shield on for now, because we use it for the stamina regen. And here we go. Okay, so welcome to Sif the Grey Wolf. So this guy is quite tough. It's basically mostly about learning his attacks and getting underneath him. He's got that spin dash attack, which you've got to block. He's got this attack, which is an absolute nightmare. If you block it, you will get hit. It will drain a lot of your stamina, if not all of it. Roll through it. Rolling through his attacks is your best bet here. I block far too much in this fight. And again, there you go. It's that one attack where he swings from his right to his left. I tried rolling through it that time. Didn't quite work. You want to roll into him, not into his sword. You can block that attack. That's not too bad. His little spin jump attack. He's a very agile character. Roll towards him when he does that attack. And that's the only one that you really need to be wary of. Once you're underneath him, you can pretty much do whatever you want without any sort of worry about damage. That attack you can sort of block through, and then once you're close enough, you can just sort of get underneath him. That one hit me. I don't think it should have, but there we go. And again, just try to get underneath him. So I just backed up here just so I could heal. I didn't feel comfortable blocking any of his attacks while I had that much stamina. Okay, we're underneath him again. Bam. And now we've got him down to a certain amount of health. He starts limping. All of his attacks become quite easily blockable. He's in a weakened state. You know, he's not really going to cause us too much of an issue. So just get underneath him and sadly finish him off. Saddest boss fight in history, but there we go. So with that, you pick up the Covenant of Artorias and the Soul of Sif. And the Covenant of Artorias is a ring that lets us traverse the Abyss, and we need that to defeat one of the bosses. But we're not going to worry about that right now. We're just going to take a homeward bone, and I will see you back at Firelink Shrine. Okay guys, welcome back. So we're just going to head off now, and we are going to go take a look at clearing out the way to the Four Kings boss. We're not actually going to attempt the boss today because we're not strong enough for it, basically. But we are going to go and take a look at clearing the way there, so we can at least get to the boss if we need to. So go down here, activate the elevator, and don't forget to send it back up. You need to send that elevator back up, which I apparently didn't do. Usually when you go to the back and then walk across it, it should send it back up. I think I walked off too soon, but there we go. Head down here, and through here, and out the doorway, and you should have a visitor here. He's quite a tough NPC, and he's quite a pain, if you see him moving there in the background. And it's actually the Undead Hollow, the Crestfallen Warrior from before. We actually get really lucky here. We kill him in 3 hits. He's not that physically tough. However, he is notorious for having like perfect parries. We got really lucky there where he just rolled into us, so the RNG was very lucky for us. But yeah, take him out. He's hollowed. And here I pick up the S-Stock. It's the item I mentioned, I believe, in my first part of my walkthrough, where if you're a Dex character, this is one of my favourite weapons to get to begin with. It's a great dexterity weapon, but no use for us at all in this walkthrough. So you can see this guy on the floor here, this corpse. It was originally in the pot. It contained a special item called Transient Curse. Transient Curse basically allows you to interact with ghosts. It curses you, basically. Allows you to interact with ghosts, so you can actually damage them, which is always a good thing. It's got a very long timer on it. It lasts for a long while. So make sure, as when you're on the bridge, activate that on yourself. So now we can actually attack the ghosts that reside in New Londo. So, bam, one shot, one kill. We can pose through most of their attacks. So don't worry too much about getting hurt. As long as you've got plenty of Estus, you're doing alright. So just head up the stairs here. I mean, it's a fairly straightforward path. There's a couple of twists and turns that are difficult. It's mostly ambushes that you need to worry about. If you can kill these ghosts in one hit, you're going to have a much easier time of dealing with them. Because when they're coming up out of the floor, they have a recovery animation, and you can just deal with them by there. I was pretty sure that there was a ghost dicking around by here. There he is. Get rid of him. And you want to rush in here and you want to take that ghost out at the back, and then several others start to spawn. So again, it's just a matter of getting rid of them as quickly and efficiently as possible, and we can do that with a plus 10 Zweihander and 30 strength. This guy here is a bit difficult. A normal R1 won't hit him because it would go over their head, so just R2 and you do a vertical slice so you'll hit whatever's on the floor. Head down these stairs then, this spiral staircase. So just attack this enemy by here, and I missed it with the R2. You can just hit it with an R1 attack, that's not a problem at all. That'll take him out nice and easy, and you get a parrying dagger. Nothing special about that other than that when you equip it in your left hand, L2 will parry an attack instead of a strong attack. Ghost coming up out the floor here, just give him what for. I expected an ambush, nothing happened. And then around the corner there's this ghost here guarding it. She does a little scream animation when you get into aggro range, and they're guarding 2 transient curses. But I think they're a bit more dangerous than normal ghosts if you give them the chance. But you can just sort of let them do their scream and kill them during that. It's the best. If you kick down this ladder, it does open up a shortcut. Not that we'll be needing it though, because we should be able to get through here without too much of an issue. And take a right on here. Run over this because there are ghosts actually sitting underneath the bridge that will try to stab up at you. And there's also that other ghost. And if you wait by here, they will actually aggro towards you. So just be aware and don't rush ahead. You know, take on the enemies one at a time. And I think that one comes out the ground to get us now. I'm pretty sure he does. Maybe not. There we go. There he is. So again, because he's under the ground, just give him an R2. Overhead attack, and there's another one there. Same sort of situation, give him an R2 and take care of him. And we get a couple of transient curses for our troubles. So I'm just going to heal up here because this place is this part in particular is a bit of a nightmare if you're a melee character. If you're ranged, you have spells or whatever, you're going to be alright. But if you're a melee character, you're going to be in for a bit of a rougher time. There aren't any ghosts actually in there, they're all down here, and they will come and get you through this. With the R2 here, make sure that you're not running too far forwards. As you can see, there are loads of ghosts, so if you just ignore them and just head straight into the room, you will get ambushed. You will have to fight like 6 on 1, and it's not great. But as long as you stay out on this walkway, deal with as many of them as you can, keep your health as topped up as you can, and keep your transient curses handy, because for me personally, this is usually where the transient curse wears out and you have to use it again. Doesn't happen this time. I'm quite surprised by that, quite happy about that. So just take out that guy. This is where the area can become a bit of a maze. So you want to head into here and go into this first room and through this into this other main room. There's one of these ghosts here again. Screams, give it what for. Take out as many ghosts as you can while they're in their emerging animation, and make sure that you heal yourself up. Pick up some transient curses as well for a reward, so we've got plenty of those. So because now you've got plenty of transient curses, you're able to take your time a lot more in the area. We start getting attacked here by a ghost. If you don't go around the outside and go through all the different hallways, you will have to fight that guy, unfortunately, on the ladder. But if you can, take him out before you come into that main room, before you take up that ladder. So have a word with this guy. He's surprised to see you. He says he doesn't get many visitors except ghosts, and he'll recognise that you have the Lord Vessel, and then he will give you the key to the seal. And that seal is basically what keeps New Londo locked away and sealed up, if you like. So you get access to the seal then, and my transient curse just runs out. If you talk to this guy again, you can buy a couple of things from him. You can break curse. If you get cursed for whatever reason, where your health is constantly stuck at half, speak to this guy. He'll either sell you transient curses so you can attack ghosts, buy the resist cursed item, or spell, which allows you, if you're a spellcaster with high enough intellect, to remove curse on you at will, or you can just speak to him and get the curse broken so your health will return to full. So we're just going to heal up, activate our transient curse, and then we're going to go off and we're going to open up the seal. Head down, back down the way we came. Don't have to fight that guy on the way back down, luckily. And just back out the way we came, basically. And then this time we're going to head right, and we're just going to head across through here. And left and right. And we go left here just to get the item, I think. Nope, we don't. We just head up here, get the item. There's a ghost in the wall here. R1 attack should do it. There you go. And then these guys coming up as well. I don't know where they came from, but ghosts are going to be ghosty. And you can hit them through the walls, so just be aware of that. We've run out of Estus at this point. Yeah, no Estus left. So we're just going to use an old trick, which is to use a humanity. So we're just going to heal up using our humanity. There we go, full health. And why risk it at this point? Just head through into here. And down the stairs. That lever won't work yet. And open up this door. Push this lever and you will open up the seal and start a cutscene. Okay, so now that you've opened up that door, that's let all the water out, and that is the area of Valley of the Drakes, which you've been to already. You can now activate this lever if you need to, and this will let you go through the normal way through the level. But we're not going to do that today, because this is all about efficiency, and it wouldn't be efficient to do so. So we're going to use a Homeward Bone, and I will see you back at Firelink Shrine. Or rather, we'll just go straight here. So we're at New Londo Ruins. You've gone to the Firelink Shrine, run back through the area now, and we're just going to show you how to carry on throughout the level to get to the boss. But like I said, we're not actually going to do the boss, and what we're also going to do as well, we're going to take a look at getting the item that allows you to ascend your weapon to plus 15, or plus 11, plus 12, so on and so forth, up to plus 15. So we're going to go through this part by here. We're going to ignore the ghosts, mostly. Don't need to use a transient curse because you won't be fighting ghosts much. Head down here, and onto this, and down here. Now, if this area is full of water, if you haven't done that yet, you won't be able to fight this area, and now we'll fight a new enemy called the Darkwraith. Easiest thing to do is to parry riposte them if you can. If not, circle strafe, get them in a backstab. Usual thing. There are plenty of Darkwraiths around here, so please take your time, because you will get ambushed if you rush ahead. You can pick up some cracked red eye orbs here if you want to do any PvP, if you want to invade other people for whatever reason, then this is what you can do. So this guy by here just managed to do a falling attack on him. Two-handed falling attack, not much is going to survive that. And now this is basically the opening area of the game. So if you were to go down that area that we went to, the elevator, this is where you would come out, and that's the doorway to the Valley of the Drakes. And as you can see, it's littered with corpses. Lovely. But that's where we opened up the seal. So we're going to crack back on, and we are going to head basically in reverse order. And this is just, like I said, this is just going to go to the item that we need, the very large ember, so that we can get our weapon as high as possible. Drop down here, back into the pool, and head towards that fog gate. We won't actually be going through the fog gate. I mean, you can if you want to. If you want to farm these Darkwraiths enemies that we're fighting, then by all means go ahead. But we're going to go up here, and there's an enemy to our left and also an enemy to our right. The Dark Wraith is the first one that pops out, so we'll just lure him out first of all, let him do his attacks, and we'll just get behind him and give him a backstab, which will kill him. Now, this is the enemy that we've aggroed on our left. He's a bit of a pain to deal with. He's got like a vomit attack that will damage your armor. He's also spawns floating skulls, which are really annoying. And he will also try and attack you with his spear-like tongue. Just going to go ahead and equip our Pyromancy Flame, which we've got to +7. I'm just really just doing this just to show off a bit, really. Those are those exploding skulls that I hate so much. He spawns those willy-nilly. But he doesn't have much, really, in the way of defense. The only time he's really a risk is if you run straight to this enemy, first of all, and you don't take out the Dark Wraiths. He will, like I say, spawn those annoying skulls. He does have that spear tongue attack, which is a bit of a problem. But he is not the most dangerous thing in this game. And he gives you a nice amount of souls as well. 5,000 souls isn't too bad to be sniffed at for a single enemy. So we'll just head to our right here, expecting there to be a Dark Wraith. Alas, there is not. And then if you head to the left, if you run ahead, you'll fight 2 Dark Wraiths at once. There's one on your left, and there's also one on the right as well. So just get behind this guy. Didn't end up getting a backstab, but he only takes 2 hits to take down anyway, so it's not the end of the world. Now there's a Dark Wraith on the right. Just aggro him. Usual thing, get behind him. Didn't get the backstab off for whatever reason, so we'll just give him a 1-2. And he's gone. This is a shortcut that you can go to. It takes you back up close to the beginning of the level. You can access that certainly if you'd like to, but you don't really need to with the shortcut that I showed you. And then head upstairs. And across here there's an item. Not the item we're looking for, but certainly is an item. Soul of a Brave Warrior, worth a few thousand souls, not to be sniffed at. Just follow the walkway around now. And around again. Careful not to fall off, just watch where you're going. And up the stairs. And then do a U-turn. If you go around this way, you'll then find a chest. It's not a mimic, don't worry about it. Open up the chest, and you get a very large ember. And now with that, we can easily teleport back out because there's nothing really in this area that is worth mentioning. There's a composite bow kicking around that you can use if you want to be a strength archer for whatever reason. I don't really associate it much with strength builds, but it does scale off of strength better than any of the other bows. So if you do want to be an archer who uses strength, and you don't want a great bow, then the composite bow is for you. That's messing around. But we're just going to go ahead and leave this area now. No, not Transient Curse, Homeward Bone. Hey there guys, and welcome back. So as you can see, we are currently in the swamp, in the Great Swamp, and what we're going to be doing here is that we're going to be getting a pyromancy called Power Within. With this pyromancy, we are going to be able to enhance our damage output significantly. It does come with a bit of a price, though. When you use it, it will increase your damage, it will increase your stamina regen, but it does decay your health over time as you use it. So it's a bit of a double-edged sword, and it's not something for the faint of heart to use. If you want to play safe, which is fine, don't get this item. This is just to get this item, we're not doing anything else here. Couple of things I recommend you do here. The armor I'm wearing isn't really suited to this environment. You want to be using poison resist items if you can. You also want to bring along plenty of purple moss and even more blooming purple moss. Because as you can see there, I got hit once and I was toxic straight away. And there are a couple of these guys kicking around. So we're basically going to be doing reverse Blight Town. So kill that guy. You will get toxic by him unless you're careful. And as you can see, I only brought one with me, which is a problem. You should definitely bring at least 2 or 3. There's also an item around the corner there. Feel free to pick that up if you want. I believe it's a set of armor. Might just be some souls. Nothing that you need per se, but if you want it there for collection, then it's there. So head up these ladders. These are all these ladders are easily, clearly visible, despite me missing some in a second. But you want to be looking out for the lamps or lanterns, fires. Is the word I want to use. Each of the fires will sort of lead you to the ladder. The ladder there, I just accidentally walked past, so I'm left in here going, "Where's the ladder? I don't understand. I thought there was a ladder here," and I'm being quite thick. You know, don't be that guy. Just look around before you go into some place and actually pay attention to the area. I start walking across here thinking, is this where I need to go? I'm pretty sure I don't need to go here. But yeah, make a bit of a fool out of myself here. Sorry about that, guys. But head up that ladder to the side, outside of this area. This is just here for no particular reason. I spend a good 30 seconds looking around here going, I don't understand. But there's a ladder right there to your right. There we go. Sussed it. So head up the ladder. And another ladder. It's very exciting gameplay, this, isn't it? But what you want to do, you want to make sure you have a bow with you, plenty of arrows with you, like I say, blooming purple moss, because again, I've been hit by toxic, no idea where the enemy is. And I don't actually have a way of killing this guy. I get extremely lucky here, because the guy actually ends up killing himself. I'm now panicking going, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? But he somehow kills himself. And drops a blooming purple moss. I can't say how lucky that really is. But like, as you can see, you know, we've got a fair bit of health, and this blooming purple moss, this toxic condition will eat through your health like there's no tomorrow. So make sure you come equipped with plenty of blooming purple moss. So this is the reverse end of Blighttown. I hate this area so much. There's these guys. Still end up taking a beating from this guy. There we go, got him down. You know, if you can parry or riposte them, it's the easiest thing to do because they can't knock you around or anything like that. Pick up a dung pie. And there's a new enemy type as well that we haven't encountered as of yet. If you haven't done Blighttown, there he is. They're pretty easy to take out. They're not exactly what I would call strong. The only attack they have that you really need to be careful of is their jumping attack, where they'll sort of roar at you, jump and grab you. If you're within range, they'll grab you and they'll try to eat your face, basically. Just get to this area and wait for them to come to you. There should only be 2, maybe 3 at most, that attack you, but let them come to you. If you're playing this on PlayStation or Xbox, then rest in peace your FPS. Because your FPS is terrible in this area. If you don't have DS Fix installed, again, this is a rough area to be in. So I've just equipped a load of arrows. We've got 45. I was wondering if it's going to be enough. If you're shooting this thing, and shooting this thing, by the way, is the best situation, is the best way to resolve it. Because this thing will kill you in melee. It's as simple as that. When you walk close, it will unattach its claws and it will try to attack you. Its attacks are very hard to block because they come from different angles, and it will go around your shield. But the other thing it'll do is that it will actually knock you off of the platform, which is an absolute nightmare. So what we're going to do, we're just going to cheese it out. Poison arrows work on the damn thing. Just fill it full of normal arrows. Just keep mashing that R1 button, that fire arrow, or that fire button, and we will see you when this thing is dead and gone. And there we go, that thing's taken out. So when you get over to here, Pyromancy, power within, job done. That's pretty much it for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we will see you in the next one.